And welcome to another edition of Street Stories Unpaved. I'm Mike Montecalvo. Thank you very much for tuning in to the 12 Plus TV app. Remember, it's free. Make sure you tell your friends to download all kinds of great programming that we have, not just Street Stories programming, but so much more. Even some of the biggest stories that we've covered over the last several months and really the last several years. I want to give a shout out to Nick Blair, who's really been doing a lot of behind-the-scenes work, getting a lot of these packages together. I ran into someone who said they loved seeing a street story from like 15 years ago. I have no credit for that. First of all, Walt Buteau did that one. And secondly, so Nick Blair, thank you very much. Of course, with me is Chief Videographer Johnny Villella. We couldn't do Street Stories without Johnny. And we're taping on September, 3rd?
Yep.
It's hard to believe that summer's going by.
I'm over summer. Wrap it up.
No.
Wrap it up. I need gray skies, a hoodie, pumpkin spice something. Let's do it. I'm done with summer.
Before we get into today's topic, just if you have any ideas for stories, Johnny and I, we kind of like doing themes. So summertime, we try to do summertime stories, fall, Halloween's coming up, Thanksgiving, Christmas. If anybody has any ideas, give us a shout. Email us. And
Facebook, Instagram, PRI, send it, call me, whatever you need to do to get the story out to us.
Well, we've tried to do over the last, I think this is our 6th or 7th one now, we've tried to mix them up on topics to give you an idea. Last week, we did kind of a back-to-school topic with Damon, who's a safety coordinator over at Tollgate High School. It was kind of fitting that it was back to school. Today, since, summertime is done, the excuses are out the window that you do not want to exercise anymore because it's 100 degrees. We thought we'd go down that route.
Nobody better than Joe Reverdes. He's a well-known figure on Channel 12 and Street Stories, and he gave us a buzz, and he's doing something special next week for 9/11. We wanted to have him in, and I'm excited to have him and his son Aaron in, and the American Lung Association.
And just to give you an idea, Joe has won 4 Guinness World Records. He's not going for a world record this time. He's trying to raise awareness for the American Lung Association, so we'll talk to Joe in just a little bit. But one of the stories that we did with Joe over the last, actually, Johnny shot this. He won an Emmy for this. Quickly, talk a little bit about what that story was.
Basically, Joe was doing stair climbing, and he did it at Citizens Bank parking lot instead of at their gym down where they usually do it at. And just the energy, and you know a Joe Reverdes story, it's going to build up over the hours. He's going 24 hours straight, so the beginning is always a lot of energy, the middle is always a lot of suffering, and then him and Aaron and the rest of the team bring it home at the end always. So this story was one of my favorite stories, and yes, we did win an Emmy off of it. And just the energy that's in that gym with that family, his friends, of him going for the record. The last 30 or 45 reps that he has to go is unmatched, and to be there was an honor for it. So let's roll it.
Jillian, sure.
Hey guys, it's September 30th, 2023. It is exactly 10:16 right now. We are going to start at 10:20 exactly. He is about to start his vertical climb via stairs. Here you go. Let's get it.
Joe invited me to climb the first leg.
Let's get 4,000, Dad.
Joe's a world-class athlete in every sense of the word. He's also an incredible human being, and it's truly an honor to take part in this event. Joe's really backing firefighters across the country by doing this.
Good. That's 4,000, Dad. 4,000 feet. Good.
Hopefully the public shows him the support that he's shown us.
There's my world record. Insane. He's a maniac. He's on good pace. He has wiggle room, but doesn't. We're not in the depth of it yet. We're going to get into like the trenches soon.
Mind over matter, you got it.
It's coming up. The pace of those last 3 reps is what we need the entire time. Let's get it, Dad. 2 hours, baby. 2 hours of pain. Let's go. Come on.
Started bawling because my dad challenged us. Let's get it, Pops. Let's get it.
Perfect, Dad. Come on. It's yours to grab, Dad. Go get it. 61.5 is what we're getting. A little bit more suffering, baby. A little bit more suffering. World title, another one. Add it to the books. Let's go. Come on. Every step is a step closer. Come on. Step closer to history. Every single step. Stay with it, Dad. Mental, let's go. Stay with it. Chew every minute, Dad. Chew every minute. It's your record, Dad. Enjoy this pain. Come on. Open them eyes. Let's go. Let's go, Pops. Let's go. Promise you, we're almost there. Let's get it, baby. Come on. 9 more, baby. 9 more. Everything you got right here. Let's get it, Dad. Let's go. Come on. Final 3. That's yours, baby. Come on. Oh, baby. Oh, my God. Nice one, Dad. Let's go. Come on. It's time. Let's go, baby. Come on. Let's go, Dad.
I kept fighting step by step, step by step. I think I'm done. I think I proved myself to the world.
The reason why I pulled this is because you guys. You guys are truly, truly, when I mean that, you guys are family to me.
So that looks really easy, but it's definitely not. You know, Joe Reverdes is joining us. By the way, Joe, you are apparently very confident because I was watching you go up and down. I've seen the story played many times. You have 4-time world champion on your T-shirt already, so you knew you were going to do it.
He knew.
I was going to do. I know it was going to be easy, but I know that. Well, I had a good reason why. It's always about that why, and that's how you get motivated. I mean, that's the reason why I'm here again, because the motivation that I get from these firefighters. It's the same thing, like when I go through it, I don't know if I'm going to come out or not. Same thing with firefighters when they're going through a fire or whatever. They risk it if they're going to come out, so I have the same mentality as they do.
Sorry, before we get Johnny in here, talk about why you did that event. You're talking about firefighters. I know some of them were there.
Because I have many friends that's firefighters. The stories that they tell me, the sacrifices that they make, I don't think that they get enough credit and people realize the sacrifices behind the scene. You know, I mean, stories that I've heard them being stuck in an elevator, almost losing their life, trying to save somebody, going into a house and not knowing if they're coming back, even being at the station for days at a time, not being home with their children, with their wives, they're just on a call, all the sacrifices they make. And I always feel like they're underpaid and overlooked. To me, like that's a true hero. I mean, you could put your life on the line for others. That's why that's my hero. That's the reason why I'm here.
The energy in that gym, and I always say, and Aaron is off camera, he's the catalyst for you making it to the mountaintop, I believe. And the first time I did one of these with Joe, which was a couple years ago, the energy was good. I was like, I'm missing something for the story. I'm missing an element of it. And then when I seen Aaron coaching his dad, rubbing his head, telling him, hey, you can do it. We got this many left. I said, I got to mic him up.
How did you see that, though, when you're
just visually, like I'm hearing it in the gym. I'm like, I need to mic his son up. That's the guy. That's the guy that's going to take me to the promised land with this story to get me over the edge. And by miking him up, he brings that energy, especially towards the last 50 or 100. He's going crazy. The crowd is going crazy. The energy is in there. Meek Mill is playing. David Goggins is playing. There's all a bunch of stuff. But I think Aaron, for me, and you could talk a little bit about that, along with the rest of your family.
Yeah, of course.
But he's the catalyst to say, hey, Dad, you can't take a break right now. You need 100 more. You need 50 more. Talk about a little bit about Aaron.
First, like I say, that's my best friend. I just myself as my best friend.
Yeah.
He's coaching. I mean, he has an eye for things, and whatever. Even with like advertising, I mean, he just has a way of seeing things different than I do. It's actually all started because of him saying, Dad, how many squats can you do? I never even thought of it. He then started with this guy did so many, and it took on to here where we are. So okay, well, let's try that. But he's just the number guy. He's just don't want to sit there and say, Dad, I think that if you train, we could do this. Then he puts me to the training, and I do it. He don't sit there with me, but he tell me, okay, we need to do this in order to make to beat the record. And throughout, sometimes you have like bad things that happen throughout. I mean, cramping and losing motivation. He's the one that comes up, and then when he looks at me, I know he believes in me. I can't let him down, so I try to dig deep and just look in his eyes, because not just as a lesson that he's learning. I don't have to just that itself is a lesson that he's learned, that you never quit in life. That's not going to be easy. With everything in life, it's not going to be easy. But.
Well, Johnny showed it, but you're talking about numbers and whatnot. You climbed 61,540 feet in 24 hours.
It's actually 63,000. I did the number.
Look at
So
him.
Johnny missed that
I
part.
was wrong.
No,
I was at the 24, trust
actually,
me.
We said 61, but when he did the numbers, we didn't count everything there. When he did the numbers, he says, Dad, you really didn't do you did the 63. Because I said, don't count the half steps, don't count the steps, just make it like an even number. It happened that if I counted the rest of the thing,
Right.
I would have been I did 2,000 something more than I should have.
Well, listen, my Emmy says 61.5. That's what we're gonna keep it.
Yeah,
All right,
that's
we're
what-
keeping it
yeah.
that way. I'm not giving it back.
No, that's
All right,
right.
let's
yeah.
take a break. When we come back, we'll talk more with Joe. We'll bring Aaron in, and of course, we'll talk with the American Lung Association because this is what Joe's doing it all for.
Yes.
We'll be
yes,
back right after this.
100%.
Welcome back to Street Stories Unpaved. I'm Mike Montecalvo, along with Johnny Villella, and we're talking with Joe Reverdes today, talking about his next feat. Before we get on to the biking event you're going to do on 9/11, Joe, talk a little bit about some of the other things. Actually, first, let's talk about what Johnny's shooting this story before we get on to some of the other events. But I don't think people realize, they think we show up.
Yeah.
You know, we can just shoot anything, and no matter if the room is big or small.
Yeah, I feel like I'm going the 24 hours with him. I mean, I'm not doing as much as he is, but I show up at the beginning, and then I kind of leave, and then show up in the middle portion when around midnight, and then show up at the end.
And
But yeah,
why do you do that?
Huh?
Why do you do that?
Well, because you have to showcase the good times and the bad times. And the bad times for me, and I see him, is around midnight, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock. He's struggling, your legs are hurting. It's important to showcase that, not only the beginning where you're good and the end where your family's, celebrating with you, but the fact that you did it in Citizens Bank parking lot and not the gym last time, at least for me as a photographer, was better. I had more angles. I could pull out, I could go up on the second floor, go down to the first floor. So for me, photography-wise, it was just a little better shoot for me. I'm selfish, Mike.
Yeah.
I'm a selfish photographer. That's who I am. I'm
But
selfish.
Trust me, Joe, I like that about him.
Yeah.
He makes me look good, so that's good. All right, so squats, burpees, deadlifts, right?
Yes.
So these are just some of the things that you've done in the past. What makes you come up with these things?
As I'm on a bike ride, it's like a meditation to me. I'm riding this. Just, I guess it comes from the universe. I don't know how to put it. It just comes. What do I try? This and that. And if it stays in my mind for days and days, I keeps popping up. I say, you know what? I think my creator wants me to try. So I go home. I say, hey, bud, what do you think of this? And they say, you're crazy, Dad. Why you come up with stuff like this? I say, but what about this? What if I could have pulled this off though? That would be bad, right? And then we just go on. And my wife don't like it. My children say, Dad, stop it. No, but you can't stop me.
You're gonna be 58.
58.
They say you're too old.
Yes.
But you've told
No,
me
they don't say-
you've told me before though that age is just a number.
No, it's just a number. It's just a number, exactly. Like I said, and I always choose. I actually wanted to do 343 miles. He yelled. He said, "No, you're not doing that because we have high rocks coming in Boston, so we train for that." So I am a little bit beat on it, but 172 miles. What I'm gonna do half a mile per. If all firefighters that lost their lives in 9/11, and that's the goal.
And we just saw some pictures of Joe and some video here of him getting ready. Have you always been a bike rider?
No.
Dude, what are you doing, man?
Actually, my son, when my son comes, he'll tell you the story about the bike ride because it's actually a funny story. My first ride was like 100 miles, and I actually, out of 504, I came number 8.
Huh.
Wow.
Yeah, they're right there. So hold on, I never even trained for this. I just like riding a bike, but it was a good story. Yeah, it's a good story.
Whenever I get a Joe Reverdes text that he's going to do one of these events or record breaking, it's always the same thing. It's like, hey, champ, what's going on? I'm thinking about running from here to London in 24 hours and coming back. I'm like, maybe you can do it. I don't know. Maybe you can.
If you're gonna do that,
I'll go with you.
trip, we'll go.
Book me a flight, man. But it's always, and it's so funny with him, I always know he's going to pull it off. And people in the newsroom are funny. It's always like, oh, what happens if he doesn't make it at the end? You can't run the story. Are you crazy? Of course we can run the story. I think it's better to see a strugle. It's never about the ending.
No, exactly,
It's about the journey there.
See, that's what happened with the deadlift. I won the 12,000. It's like it's 12,800 thing. I didn't get the whole 24 hours, but I won the 12-hour record, which I crossed the 12-hour record by 800 something.
Yeah.
I think 84,000, which is the most everybody ever hit the record. But I wasn't there for the end because I was so upset. When I passed out 21 hours, I was out. So I couldn't even be there.
You're a champ.
So you came. I was upset with that.
How often do you work out? Every day?
Yeah.
He's a madman.
2-3 hours a day.
Sometimes, sometimes I go for long bike rides. After training, I'll go for a bike ride.
But a lot of it's mental, right?
So mental. Everything is mental, not physical. definitely mental.
Yeah. All right. We got to bring in
Let's get your son in
your
there.
champion here before we have to
Yes.
go to break and bring in the American Lung Association. Come on in, Aaron. And you've seen him in the video too. And Johnny,
amazing.
Here's the
He's
other thing
amazing.
too. So no matter what you're doing, whether you're breaking records, you're even working in our industry, you always need someone that's encouraging you to do better.
And he's the guy.
Yeah, and he's doing that for your dad. Did you ever think he was going to fail?
No. So going into it, obviously, I know his mental strength. Like he just got done saying, it's all mental. There's very few people that I can put up there that I know. Again, David Goggins being one of his biggest inspirations.
Yeah.
I found David Goggins several years ago and just saw his story and was like, this sounds like my dad. Like genuinely sounds like my dad. And I showed him and the rest is history, obviously. But never kind of. Not having the confidence within him. I know what he's capable of. I've seen what he's capable of. I know that if he has that strong why, and if I just keep his head kind of on pace to hit that number, and I tell him the truth and be transparent. There's some lies that are spread throughout the thing that I kind of have to give him that little like encouragement, like, hey, you only have this left, but I know it's a one thing. But yeah, no, I never doubt.
The one before this, Joe has like 40 to go. I forget, it was the one before this, so I can't think of what it was. And Joe sits down and he's like, I hear Joe go, I don't know if I can do it. I don't know if I can do it. Aaron's like, what are you talking about? You got to do it. Let's go, man. But you are the catalyst, like I said, to get him over the hump. And what are you feeling when there's 10 to go, 20 to go? I know what I'm feeling. But
honestly, I can get goosebumps right now thinking about it because I feel like I'm in there with him. I'm in the fight with him. Obviously, easier said than done. With when it comes to, hey, you got 100 more.
Yeah.
But I know, again, he's my best friend, just like how he said I'm his best friend. It's the same exact thing. He's my hero. At the end of the day, I see him, I get motivated by him, and going into it, I have to again give him that little kick in the butt.
Right.
But I have to be that person, you know.
But there's
I
a
know.
line there too, because
Oh, yeah,
he's your
there's
dad. You obviously don't want anything to
100%.
happen.
Yeah.
But yes, exactly. So my family, right before he was just mentioning the deadlift record where he passed out. He was dealing with a bunch of health issues going right into it. We had a friend of ours that's a nurse that reached out to us a couple days before his blood and did some blood work with ran his blood pressure. They were like, he cannot do this. Like you need to have EMTs like there because he probably won't make this out. And he obviously said, like he said, he's going into it not knowing if he's going to make it out. That's not an exaggeration. He genuinely might not make it out of that. So.
All right, real quick, tell him everybody what he's going to be doing on September 11th.
So with this one, he is going to be pedaling a half mile for every firefighter that was lost during 9/11. Again, just honoring them, going for 171.5, but we'll probably end up chalking it up to 172 miles. No time limit, no 24 hours, just kind of getting it done in honor of them, raising the most money possible for the American Lung Association, and yeah.
it's awesome.
All right,
awesome.
Aaron, thank you very much.
Thanks, Aaron. Appreciate it.
You can, okay. He wants to-
Aaron's out. Aaron's out. He's out. He's gone. He's gone. Bring in the next one. Bring in the next one.
We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll talk to the American Lung Association and why Joe is raising all this money. We're back after this. Welcome back to Street Stories Unpaved. I'm Mike Montecalvo, along with Johnny Villella, and Corey Mattiello is our guest from the American Lung Association. Corey, I always love doing this with Johnny because of Rhode Island moment. So her husband...
Here we go. He did your cousin's sisters.
Her husband is married.
There's always a Rhode Island connection.
Exactly.
So,
It's an Italian thing. I think.
So, Corey, I think it's a great thing that Joe's doing, trying to raise awareness for the American Lung Association. People just think American Lung Association is about smoking cigarettes. It's not. It's much more than that.
Yeah, there's definitely a ton of things that we cover at the Lung Association, and doing events and getting out in the community is definitely a way that we can kind of bring it back and get people to know more about it.
Did he call you and say, hey, I want to do this for you guys? How did that conversation
Yeah,
go?
so Joe in the gym over at A&D, everyone over there kind of came to us and said, we're doing this the stair climbing event, and we're working with Citizens Bank, and we're going to be out there for 24 hours. And you guys do a stair climb event, we do an event over at the Omni Hotel, and how can we kind of raise money for you and help out? And our event is not 24 hours and not as intense. It's a lot easier, but it was a really good entryway, and I was definitely overwhelmed for him, but I was very excited to kind of be a part of it. So
That's awesome.
People say, you're preaching to us. We know we're supposed to do this, eat better, exercise, and all that. But I think it kind of puts a different picture on it too. He's almost 58 years old. He's in great shape. You looked at him. I think that's kind of a picture that you that anybody can do this.
Definitely, yeah. We have some athletic events that anyone can sign up for, and even if you don't want to sign up and climb 348 steps, we have volunteer opportunities and just ways to get involved in the community by with the Lung Association, which A&D Fitness has done. So it's been so great.
Joe's. It's funny about him. I say it's never about the record, and I don't think he cares about the plaque or the fame or the TV time. He always talks about his grandkids, wanting to set an example for his grandkids for when later in life they can look back and say, Papa, he always says, Papa did this, and Papa did this record. And I think it's an important aspect of this,
Definitely, yeah. I think, seeing his whole family and the whole gym show up to the stair climb this past year I think it's definitely remarkable. And like I said, even if you're just climbing the stairs at the Omni and not as many as Joe has, I think it's an accomplishment for sure.
Are you biking with him next week or no? Come
on,
bring the bike out. I said no.
I will not be on the bike, but I will be cheering him on the whole way.
Are we you want to go bike with him? I don't know. Maybe we'll bike with him. I don't know.
I think it's a good idea. Johnny's talking about his grandkids, and I think that's kind of the area you want to look at, because we were talking before we came on the air and the whole vaping. I was always intrigued like why somebody would start that, but the numbers for vaping are down like 70% with kids. How did you break that barrier?
Yeah, the Lung Association's doing a lot of work, at local and federal levels to kind of get the information out there, that it's not FDA approved, that it's not, what they're marketing it to be. And getting into schools and talking to people is definitely a huge part of that. And so we have so many resources online at lung.org where you can kind of learn more, get help for your teens and your kids, and, how to talk to them and understand more about it.
When you're going into schools and groups, are you really pushing the exercise portion of it?
Yeah, a lot of kids in school now miss a lot of school days because of asthma, or there's a lot of things that the Lung Association is really mindful about, and so that's definitely something that we're working on talking to them about.
Aaron has a run club. Let's plug the run club. What do we got, Aaron, for it? A&D Run Club. There's a run club they have. That family, the fitness family they have over there, they're always doing something positive, which is great, which is right up our alley.
What, being positive? Or
well, we're negative.
Exercise.
Me and you are negative. They're doing something positive. Just so
But we know what to promote.
Yes,
there.
we do. Yes.
And you know what? Running is difficult for some of us. It's not for everybody. But it's not just about running and biking. Swimming is a great exercise. Especially you just talked about asthma.
Yep.
I know a lot of patients who have asthma. Doctors are telling them to get into the pool.
Definitely.
To help them out.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's a big one. I feel like especially with people who are having any type of breathing issues, and yoga is another really one that we try and promote and talk about a lot. But just being mindful of your breath and breathing is definitely big at the Lung Association.
We could definitely use some yoga in our life.
Yeah.
The newsroom could use some yoga along with us, just so you know.
We got a couple of minutes left. COVID, how devastating was that for you guys?
Yeah,
it was devastating for everybody.
Of course, absolutely. Being a respiratory organization, it's on the forefront for us, and that we did a lot of work and did a lot of initiatives and big pushes when COVID, kind of was first introduced to all of us, and the big changes that were made. So, all of our events went virtual. We're really mindful about just COVID in general, but, being back, being a couple years out from it, you can kind of see all the work that the Lung Association's put into it. And we did a big $25 million grant initiative to, stop COVID and get the information out to people that needed it, and masks out to people that needed it. So, like I said, lung.org is like the best resource we have. If you're curious about anything, or if you're not sure how we can help, there's tons of information on our lung helplines, another really great resource as well.
The other thing too, Jenny, I say this when the Meeting Street Telethon is on all the time. Somebody's watching it. It's a great way to, hey, I'd like to help out.
Yep.
I'd like to raise money. You see, Joe going up and down the stairs and some of the other things that he's done, and now he's biking. That's an inspiration for others to say, hey, my school, my group wants to do something.
Yeah.
How do they go about doing that?
Yeah, please. We are located in Providence, Rhode Island, our chapter of the Lung Association, and we have all different types of events and volunteer opportunities that people can get involved with. Like I said, we have some more mild events. We have a walk. We have a bike ride across Cape Cod. We have our stair climb. We have volunteer opportunities. We have social events. So there's plenty of ways to kind of get involved and talk to your local chapter.
Well, Corey, thank you very much for taking out the time. Joe, Aaron, thank you for being here. Your website, real quick, Aaron?
Just on Instagram and Facebook, A&D Fitness.
A&D Fitness.
On
Go follow them.
Instagram, okay.
Don't you follow them, Mike? I follow them.
I do.
Okay.
And I know they
Making
follow
sure.
us too, so
They do. They do.
Makes it a perfect
It really does.
All right. We're out of time. Thank you very much for watching. Of course, we're here every Monday, 3:30 and 9:30, and it's repeated after that. Have a great week.